Now, I'm no fan of the German government, who, like our own era, spent decades destroying a once great country through mass immigration and demented lunacy that should be called treason. But it seems last night the German Chancellor shat on our own demented leader in relation to his insane comments about Ukraine and British troops on the ground there. This I'm sure you've all heard about by now, but for anyone that didn't, Starmer recently said he would send British troops to Ukraine for some peacekeeping force if the current peace talks between the US and Russia actually led to peace. This follows Trump and Russia literally removing Europe from the peace negotiations that sent them all into full panic mode and got Starmer jumping the gun here.
Europe must play its role, and I'm prepared to consider committing British forces on the ground alongside others if there is a lasting peace agreement.
Now, this was naturally shouted on by everyone in the UK with half a brain cell, considering our armed forces are so depleted our navy has more admirals than it does warships in 2025. And our army, despite being one of the best in the world, is so depleted we couldn't seriously play a part in any real war anyway, let alone one with Russia if it broke out. Then, of course, most importantly, you must remember that not a single person in the UK voted to go to war with anyone or put boots on the ground there, so it would be a shit show for Starmer if he did it. But the German Chancellor coming out and shitting on him with this is likely the most embarrassing moment Starmer's had relating to the Ukraine yet. More so than his ridiculous photo shoot there last year, I would say.
Ich bin sogar ein wenig irritiert über diese Debatten, das will ich ganz offen sagen. Hier wird über die Köpfe der Ukraine hinweg über das Ergebnis von Friedensgesprächen, die nicht stattgefunden haben und bei denen die Ukraine nicht Ja gesagt hat und nicht am Tisch gesessen hat, über mögliche Varianten von Ergebnissen gesprochen. Das ist höchst unangemessen, um es ganz offen und ehrlich zu sagen.
Yeah, it seems even this tosspot's a bit pissed off with Starmer and others jumping the gun to deploy in troops before any peace deal is actually agreed. But for me, him talking about deploying troops with zero mandate to do so is grounds to have him removed from office, especially when you consider the total clusterfuck that was the Iraq and Afghan war started by Tony Blair 20-odd years ago. Plus, add to that the fact that Starmer's hated by most of the country, including the idiots that voted for him, so he won't even be in government come the next election, I'm willing to bet. But let's never forget the fact that this clown won't use our armed forces to defend this country's borders, but apparently will happily use them to defend another country's most of the UK couldn't give a flying fuck about, me included. And shit, if peacekeepers are needed there are obviously plenty of other countries that can send soldiers before we do it, because we should never be doing it. Policing the borders of foreign countries is not our job, and it literally never will be.
Pandemic